become really important to me because of this partnership that we've built with the library. We've had this partnership with Green Hills Library for over a year now. We have hosted several different events, including book signing events. Many of you might have read the graphic novel Arab in America by Tawfiq Rossi. We hosted him here in the spring. Maybe Osama will make a little announcement about his upcoming film regarding that book at the end. We've also done bilingual story time here, which has been great. Halima, our youth coordinator, has done a great job coordinating that effort where we read stories in Arabic and English to children in the community to reinforce both languages in their homes, because many of them come from homes where their parents only speak Arabic, so it helps both the parent and the child work on both languages. We've done cultural displays, and I want to encourage all of you that have a chance to go upstairs in the library. They've given us the space to put an Arab culture display for the second time now, filled with arts and crafts from all over the Arab world, which is ongoing throughout the month of November, and a great way to educate people that are in and out of the library every day, regardless if we're holding a program or not.
And it's
Arab Heritage Month. Thank you for reminding me to announce that. Many of you might know or might not know that actually November is declared Arab Heritage Month by Mayor Daley, and we have calendars on the table outside that have the announcements for events going on throughout the month. If you're involved in upcoming events and you want to make an announcement at the end, please let us know and we can remind everybody about that as well. There's been Arab Heritage Month events going on since the 1st of November, and they'll continue throughout the month. I also want to just take the time to thank all of our staff from AAAN, Rania Shuruk Bisan, Rama, Aisha, Halima, Hatim, Jihad, Samira, Mona, Fatma. Please tell me if I'm forgetting.
Shelly.
Forgetting
my name.
Over the past few months, our staff has grown so much, which is great, and we have some of our youth that were in our youth programming and after-school programs now part of our staff, so that's really awesome. And we have several youth that are in our after-school program, ASM, run by Jihad Ali here in the audience today, so this is a great experience for them as well to take part in these events. I'm happy that they're here. I just want to say really quickly that if you need the restroom, it's right across the hall from the entrance, both men and women's. Please take a moment to turn off your cell phone or put it on silent or vibrate. And don't forget to fill out this survey that's on the back of your program before you go, because we really want to hear your feedback and know how you found out about this event. So on your way out, you can just drop it off at the table, and you don't have to put your name on it if you don't want. But we'd like your email address, at least on the sheet outside, so we can tell you about upcoming events. With that, let me introduce Louise. She has a very lengthy bio, been involved in many things for many years, and I promised her I wouldn't read the whole thing, but I did highlight some things that I felt were important. And this research does hit home for many of us. As Louise knows, before I moved here 4.5 years ago and became part of the Chicago community, I actually used to live in California. She had interviewed my husband, Osama, as part of her research, and many other people in the community, and so many of you might have firsthand experience, and this might hit a soft spot with you as well for research. So with that, I'd like everybody to know that Dr. Cainkar is a sociologist and assistant professor in the Department of Social and Cultural Sciences. She teaches courses in the social welfare and justice, sociology, and anthropology departments. Her areas of expertise include Arab American studies, Muslims in the United States, and immigration integration. She is a research fellow at the University of Illinois Chicago, Greater Cities Institute from 1998 to 2005, when she completed analysis for her 3-year ethnographic study of the impact of September 11th attacks on Arabs and Muslims in the United States, which was funded by the Russell Sage Foundation. The result of that research is now her book, Homeland Insecurity, that we have for sale here. I wanted to mention that we do have it actually only for $20 if you go online or try to find the book elsewhere. It's actually more expensive than that, so try to get your copy tonight. Dr. Cainkar published a number of scholarly articles and chapters based on her early findings of her post 9/11 study. She's received the prestigious Carnegie Corporation Scholar Award in 2004 for her work on Islamic revival in the United States. She's argued that we need to look beyond immigration and demography to understand increases in the practice of Islam in the U.S. Professor Cainkar has been a consulting scholar for the Chicago Council on Global Affairs Project on Muslim American Political Voice and the Social Science Research Council's project called Reframing the Challenge of Migration and Security. She has presented her research internationally at various institutions and universities and colleges throughout the country as well. She served on the board of many different nonprofit agencies, and I'd also like to take pride in announcing that she's part of the board for the Arab American Action Network. She's also conducted studies in partnership with the Arab American Action Network about the barriers and resources affecting domestic violence intervention with Arab and Muslim families. As I mentioned before, her bio goes on to many other things, but you'll learn more about her today through her research, and I hope you enjoy the presentation. And with that, Louise.
Well, I'm going to buy your That's cheaper than I buy the book for, so I might buy what's left. Thank you. Thanks for coming. I really appreciate it. And I will try not to talk too long. So this is the first non-university, non-academic forum, so I hope that I'm testing out tilting the talk in a little bit different way than I usually do. So bear with me. I want to thank the Arab American Action Network and Nina Shoman-Dajani and Green Hills Public Library for inviting me. I'm not standing behind this because it makes me feel very short. So I guess I just want to start with why I did this study. Those of you who can remember what it was like in 2001 and 2002 and 2003, it was a terrible, terrible, terrible time. And I was very upset, as were many members of the Arab American, Muslim American community. I wanted the story to be told. I wanted what was happening to be documented. I wanted to give voice to the voiceless because there was one narrative dominating the news, but not the narrative of what Arab Americans and Muslim Americans and people who looked like them and were perceived to be them, their narrative was not being told. I wanted these experiences to become part of American history, and in the end, I want it to become part of the September 11th narrative, which we just had the 8th anniversary of September 11th, and the narrative is still about fear of terrorism. The narrative is still one narrative. It's about the fear and the attacks and the fear, and there still isn't official recognition of what was done to another part of this country and how they were treated at this period of time. These two narratives will be merged as Japanese internment is now part of the story of World War II. It will happen, but it's going to take some time, I think, for this to become an integral part of American history. How I did this study, I interviewed 102 Arab Muslims living in metropolitan Chicago. I've been studying this community for years, and I feel like really I'm part of this community. So it's studying, and it's part of me too. At least people knew me, and I had credibility to go out and do these interviews, to get a grant, to do the research. And I want to thank everybody who let me interview them. Again, it was a very scary time, and people weren't really it wasn't so easy to talk about what was happening. There was still FBI, these FBI visits, people were being arrested on, false charges. These things were going on, so it was kind of a scary time. I tried to pick people for the study. I wanted as close as I could get to a random sample, so if you've taken research methodology, you know that if you can get a random sample, in other words, you don't pick people because they have a story. That's the best way. You try to represent the community in all of its dimensions, and then the story you get is the normative experience. The story you get is not the exceptional story. The story you get is the common story, right? So that's a part of research methodology. At the same, so I did this, what is now known as the post-determinant ethnography. So I did these interviews. I did almost all of them myself, except we have here somebody who did a few of them. You know, maybe